Hi everyone. In this video we start to discuss about operations of interrupt and its type, then what kind of operation performed by the processor during the interrupt. So generally, what is interrupt? Interrupt is nothing but to interrupt the normal executions of processor. Normal executions of processor we known as interrupt. This interrupt is nothing but a signal. It generated by the two things. One is processor. So processor side can able to generate the interrupt, or external devices can able to generate the interrupt signal, like input output devices. Interrupt is a kind of the program. It is a kind of the program run by the processor for particular time period. So interrupt is the normal executions of the processor. It is nothing but a signal. It can generated by the processor side or input output external devices side. So it is a kind of the program run by the processor for particular time period. The time period of the program, it entirely depends upon the what type of interrupt my processor it currently executing. So this particular program, it will be available in part of the my main memory or program memory. So where the interrupt program it will be stored, it stored in the separate memory area of the internal memory or external memory or part of the program memory. Generally, this interrupt it classified as two type. One is hardware interrupt. So another one is software interrupt. So one is hardware interrupt. So another one is software interrupt. So what is mean by hardware interrupt? It is an interrupt generated by the external devices. Example: keyboard, mouse, printer, fax machine, and etc. So these kinds of input output devices capable of generating the interrupt signal to the processor. So when these devices are capable to generate the interrupt signal means my keyboard is not function properly, my printer is not enabled to print the document, my mouse is not operating well. So that particular time period only this input output devices generate the interrupt signal or type of the signal to the processor. That particular signal it will be disturb the normal executions of the my processor. So this is known as hardware interrupt. So software interrupt, so it is also a interrupt generated by the user program or application program. So when my user program it causes the some error during the execution, or application program causes the some error during the execution, so that particular time period this program it generate the interrupt signal to interrupt the normal executions of the processor. So these are the two interrupts generally it will be available in the processor side. Next, when interrupt signal received from the external devices, how the my processor it will be respond. So let's consider this is the processor. It currently executing the some processes. It currently executing the some process. So this is the processor. So this is the process currently executing by the processor. Example, addition. So my addition program it will be looking like this. I write the my addition program in the memory location as 1000. Instruction is move A, B. Next, 1002 memory location. Instruction is move B, C. 1003 memory location. So add B. So this is the simple 8-bit addition program. So 1000 memory location instruction available is move A, B. 1002 memory location instruction available is move B, C. 1003 memory location add B, it add the A plus B content. This is the operation currently done by the processor. Then we having the external devices. It may be the input or may be the output. So it ready to transfer the data to the processor and it ready to receive the data from the processor. In the processor we having the two register, namely program counter. So another one is stack pointer. Both are it is a 16-bit register. It is also 16-bit register. So it is also 16-bit register. So the functions of program counter is, so at what memory location my processor it ready to fetch the instruction from the memory location, that particular memory location it will be readily available in the processor. Let consider, so this is the application or process currently processed by the processor. My starting memory location is 1000. It will be readily loaded with the program counter. The instruction available in the 1000 memory location is move A, B. So it will be executed by the processor. So once this move A, B execution is over means, so automatically my program counter content it will be updated as 1002. So 1002 memory location is move B, C. So this is the executed by the processor. So once move B, C operation is over means, so automatically my program counter content it will be updated to 1003. These things it will be automatically happen. So my processor always executing the instruction what is the content available in the program counter or what memory location my program counter currently hold. Then in the external part side, so there is some malfunctions happening now. So automatically this external device it's sending the some type of error signal or interrupt signal to the processor, is the interrupt signal. So that particular time period my processor currently executing the addition program. So at the time my processor receiving the interrupt signal, so automatically, so my processor executing currently executing operation it will be enter into pause mode. Will be enter into the pause mode. It will be given the importance to the interrupt signal. That particular time period it will be enter into the pause mode, and what is the content available in the program counter it will be copy into stack pointer. Then this particular program counter it will be filled with respect to the corresponding interrupt program already we stored it in the program memory. Already we said, so interrupt is the signal, So for the corresponding signal, there is the program run by the processor for the particular time period, that is also available in the program memory. So my external signal will be sending the interrupt signal to the processor. So automatically kind of the program run by the processor. This is the interrupt program. So this process currently executing by the processor. The starting address of the interrupt program